So I want to talk to you guys about Kim Kardashian. This is a response video to Candace Owens' video that she put out this morning, where she talked about how she did not realize that Ray J had a side of the story as well, and that basically Kim consented to releasing the sex tape, and kind of the backlash of that. So I just want to go back for a moment because for me growing up, I wasn't sure about a few things. The first thing I wasn't sure about was I wasn't sure if internationally anyone liked or saw Black women as humans, because for me growing up, like when I was younger, I saw like Brandy and Aaliyah, and I was just like, oh, I was a small child, so I just saw them. They were all cool. They had this style. They had the clothes, the hairstyle. They were just singing about like regular stuff in their lives, right? And so I knew who Ray J was because I was a fan of Brandy. So like I didn't actually know anything about really Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian weren't really on my radar, right? Because like I was in the Bay Area. And but also like Beyonce with Destiny's Child and Aaliyah, they always would come to like the Concord Pavilion, and they performed there at the Nickelodeon concerts. So like I knew these artists. I was growing up with these artists. These were like real humans. So like I literally knew who like Ray J was as a person. Like I'm like, that's Brandy's brother. So now when the sex tape came out, I think I was in like middle school or elementary school or something, but it was a really big deal. And, so I heard a couple perspectives from guys. They were like, oh my God, Kim is so gorgeous. We all love Kim. And so they were giving this like adoration for Kim as like a beautiful woman. And then there were other girls who were like, she's a whore, prostitute, slut. So it was like some people loved her, some people hated her. I don't know, because also, yeah, Paris Hilton and her sex tape. Paris Hilton was already famous, and also Paris Hilton was white. That's like really important at this time because like the magnitude of Beyonce and Rihanna wasn't there yet. We didn't actually have any Black celebrities who were like the shit, like who were like Nicki Minaj or Rihanna, how they are today. Like there weren't any covers of Vogue of Black women at all. We didn't have any. That had never existed ever. And like the white girls were everywhere. It was like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, Paris Hilton. I mean, just think of like all of the white YouTubers who, it was like them times a million. They were everywhere, but there was like no women of color, period. Like zero. All we had, like growing up, all I had was like Brandy and Aaliyah, the brown girls who were just singing. And I was just like a small child, and even they wanted to like ruin that. It was kind of like, okay, well, there won't be anything if you like kind of take that, because the white girls had all of media. Now, when Paris Hilton's sex tape came out and then Kim Kardashian's sex tape came out, it changed this idea of white female purity, because like society had put all of these pictures and propaganda up that like all white girls around the world are pure and delicate and perfect wives and mothers who are made of milk and honey, and Black women are the devils, they're trash, they have no conservative value. Like this is what America propagated to Americans and then also to society. So from all other cultures, in their minds, they just had this idea that like, A, Black women are prostitutes and sluts, all of them, every single Black woman that you see. And like, B, white women are not. And Paris Hilton's sex tape and then Kim Kardashian's sex tape became prime examples of women who are not Black, who were basically like hoes. I mean, okay, yes, Paris Hilton's sex tape came out with her boyfriend, but it was also kind of like this like really icky, slutty sex tape. And it was like, ugh. It just kind of like ruined this idea of like white purity. Like Paris Hilton's sex tape destroyed that because she just encouraged all these other white women to do sex tapes. And then people started glamorizing the porn industry. And it was just this like cycle down for the Karens. Like that was a really bad moment in history. And then Kim Kardashian's sex tape, though, I think it did something else. because I think we have to realize that like Kim Kardashian is a part of this like Arabian community. I can't remember exactly what her ethnicity is, but she's not like European per se, and she's also not black, and she's not like mixed race. She's literally like Arabian from like so there's like a whole bunch of countries that are like that, and those women are typically like Muslim, and they wear hijabs. So I feel like in general society period, we had never seen ever this like an Arabian woman kind of doing porn, especially with like a black male. It just broke so many like stereotypes and tropes, and the magnitude of that sex tape. Like Kim Kardashian on multiple occasions has broken the internet, and I think this is not even coming from like America. I think it's just because so many men globally are attracted to like there's a very large Arabian community in the world, and like they do find their women very beautiful, and like I think Kim Kardashian is very beautiful, and so like basically to have like she's Kim Kardashian is bigger than Marilyn Monroe. I mean, Kim Kardashian is bigger than Marilyn Monroe. I think she might be like, we have all these things around Marilyn Monroe, but Kim has like blown her out of the water like years ago. I mean, she's got Balenciaga campaigns, Valentino campaigns, multiple Vogue covers. She's a whole billionaire. She's got an empire, 3 TV shows. I mean, Jesus, like this woman is like a legitimately beautiful dame from the future. Okay. But I also think that just the sheer amount of hate, like, so this is what I was saying in the comments of Candace's video. Like, like I feel like when all of those things were happening with Kim, I was very young. There's like a lot of stuff about like my own womanhood that I did not understand. This is another reason why I personally cannot get behind purity politics and this idea like, in women's lives, they should only have like one partner and one sexual experience, and like they have to be devoted solely to like one male, and like that is supposed to be like their identity. I think this is what basically Candace Owens stands for. Like she is that type of woman. And I'm not like, I also grew up realizing that like those type of women exist and that there was an expectation for me to be that way. But I just don't feel that way anymore. And I kind of like really disagree with that, because I just feel like the vileness that conservative aspect of society is placing on like Kim for what she did, it is making it so that society is unlivable for her. Like the way that she broke down when she talked about her children seeing that sex tape, it was just like no one should have to deal with that. And the thing that is really gross about all of it is like the hypocrisy of the men and the hypocrisy of the women. So here's the thing. If American society, and specifically if conservative American society, hated pornography and sex and hypersexualization and all that so much, then Meg Thee Stallion wouldn't be doing so well in terms of the charts, okay? Like Katy Perry wouldn't have been a whole like thing. Like a lot of her career was actually just like, it was like this, I don't know, she was like hypersexualizing pop music, or Rihanna, or really any of the pop girls at this point. It's just like anyone except for, I would say, Taylor Swift. I feel like Taylor Swift might be like the sole, like conservative left, and she's not even like that conservative. It just is like in terms of like her image and like the way that she's been able to, because she's also had some like fuckboy relationships too, but she's just been able to like work through them in a way where society has enabled her to maintain her dignity. And unfortunately, I have not seen this in Black women. Like growing up, I really thought that Black men hated Melissa Ford. Like I would see, or Karen Steffens or something. They're basically like these like Black women that are actually like really attractive, but I mean, they would have like one relationship with a guy, and these dudes would just do nigger shit. I mean, they were like just calling him out, making all types of memes and shit about him. It's like, God, you can't give these dudes any pussy at all. They like literally were doing just straight up evil shit. And I feel like it got to a point where they were like completely dehumanizing Black women. They were just like, all Black women who look like Karen Steffens are hoes. All Black women who look like Melissa Ford are hoes, and we hate them. But here's the thing, like, I feel like now black women have kind of been like, yeah, fuck those niggers. And I mean, literally, if you go talk to black women at this point, they're not giving these dudes any time of day at all. Like, these dudes aren't getting nothing. Nothing. Like, these dudes are single as a Pringle, okay? Like, they're not getting laid at all. So, whatever it was that everybody was, like, glamorizing when y'all completely shut down and kind of destroyed Melissa Ford. Like, no one, like, you guys did not hype her up at all. I'm talking specifically about black men. They just demoralized and dehumanized her. Like, Melissa Ford was like the Kim Kardashian before Kim Kardashian. And in terms of like the body type and pretty face and stuff, it feels like y'all really like that. But why, if y'all like it so much, first of all, like, why did you like step on her as a woman? And then, like, why did you think society would do something different to Kim Kardashian? She did the exact same thing. Like, Kim Kardashian and Melissa Ford have the same track record. It's just that some of you guys, like, I don't know, you're just more accepting of people who appear whiter. Okay, so you're more accepting of, like, European features and things, and or just things that are like not black or African in terms of acceptability, I suppose. But in terms of like what Melissa Ford did and what Kim Kardashian has done, it's kind of the same thing, except I think Melissa Ford just didn't have any children. But now all of a sudden we're all supposed to like forget that Kim Kardashian was like basically hoeing in Hollywood because she has children. That's not really the way it works. It's kind of like all women or no women. And then the super weird part about this to me is Kanye West. I think, like, in terms of Kanye West, I think he's struggling with his own morality complex. There's certain stuff about his mental health, which we will put over here, but there's other stuff about, like, his morality complex. This is the thing I actually have a critique about with Kanye West. Now, Kanye West got on that one show or whatever where he was talking about some shit. I'll find the interview and I'll post it in the description box. But he's basically talking about some black woman that he was dating. She seemed like a perfectly nice and regular black woman who just had like an apartment. But he was basically talking about how when he was on the come up, he was like, he's fucking her, right? Like he's dating her, he's fucking her or whatever. And he goes to her apartment, and he just starts making all these jokes about how when he was having sex with her apartment was so small, his foot was like hitting the door. And then all the other men at the table were like, ha 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 ha, we've done that too. We were in this apartment, ha 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 ha. Right? And it was just like, I don't think they realized how retarded that they sound. Like this, nobody sees how this is like not okay. First of all, this is like one woman. Like, why are all of y'all fucking the same woman? Like, there's a lot of, like, I've been out in society, okay? There's a lot of women. You could just pick, like, why don't y'all have, like, wives or girlfriends or something? Like, why, first of all, why are all of y'all fucking this one woman? And also, like, don't y'all realize that, like, she is a human in the society? Like, so first of all of you guys find this woman so attractive that you are always spending this time with her. Because everybody had stories, right? They're like, we know this apartment too. Oh, we do too. Ha! Like, I'm sorry, but like, fuck these niggas. Because like, honestly, that you sound like bitches. And nobody respects you for that. Like, there's no respectable man who's like listening to that story being like, ha ha ha. Like, it's actually not funny. You basically sound like Slim Pickens. Like, of all the women in society, and I feel like at this point everybody has an Instagram, so you can do like one scroll and kind of get a picture of like what's going on in your city. So from all these women in society, like none of you could find any wives or any girlfriends. You're niggers. That's what it sounds like. And Kanye West is included in that group. He's not any better. And so fuck him and the mother of his children. Like, this is the part where I feel like black men need to learn. Like, it's not, you can't just go around for years and years and years and decades shitting on black women for being beautiful, and for really all of you guys like lusting to the point of drool after them, okay, in terms of like Meg Thee Stallion or Melissa Ford. And then you do this thing where you're like shitting on the women for actually like having sex with some of the men who they're attracted to. But then you want some remorse or something from the rest, from conservative society, in terms of like all this political correctness. I was like, let the wolves eat Kim Kardashian if you're going to feel that way. Either you care about all women and you realize that all women are someone's daughter, right? And they're mothers and they're women and you respect all women, or you don't. Okay, and so if you're on the side that where you're like, we do not respect women, fuck the whores. Okay, well then Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian are on that side with the whores. Amber Rose, who else? Like it's over here, right? Either you care about all the women and you too were at the slut walk and you were like, no, women, like sluts are women too. Cardi B, okay? Like you have to choose. Either you care about all women because all women have a past. All women have had some sort of crappy relationship where there might have been like I don't know. Many people are not out here practicing no sex before marriage, okay? And so any person who's had some sex before marriage and if they're not with the person who they had the sex with, now they have some story about whatever happened with the sex that did not result in the marriage or the children. Every woman has that. So this is where it gets all weird, where you guys are all talking about body counts and purity politics, because I feel like now we have to have like a whole new term, which is like nigger politics, or like, like toxic hate toward women. Because I feel like that is what Kim is experiencing something. Like even Melissa Ford hasn't gotten this much hate. The types of hate that people have sent Kim for that sex tape and some of her posts are just like awful. Like, you just won't let this woman exist as a beautiful woman in the world. Just like let her live. If you don't like her, fine. And it's just like to hear, I'm sorry, like hearing all the black men who've come out, oh, I smashed Kim Kardashian, I did too, ha ha ha. It isn't funny. That's not a joke. Like no one is laughing with you. You all sound pathetic, okay? Like why can't you all just get a girlfriend, a wife, and be happy with the one that you have? Like why do you have to go out and ruin society for the rest of us? Like some women really are out here on their journey of growth where they're just trying to learn. Like everyone did not grow up in a hyper-conservative household surrounded by men of value who understand how to interact with them. Like unfortunately, some women have only been around niggers and they're awful. They're awful. They'll take everything. They'll take your bone marrow, your eyeballs, your fucking nails, your hands, everything. You won't have anything left. I mean, look at the way that they've treated Kim. Like, Jesus, like she broke the internet. And so I'm not surprised that she's making a humongous deal about even the possibility of another sex tape coming out because of how awful it was for her when the first one came out. Like, I don't agree with Kim, and I don't agree with Candace either. I am what you call a moderate, okay? I care about Olivia, and I am a woman in the society, and I don't respect the niggers, but I also don't respect the hyper-conservatives, because there's a middle ground, okay? Like, everyone can be out here sleeping with who they want to. They can have as many bodies as they want to, and you don't have to respect it. You don't have to sleep with these people. You don't have to call them beautiful. Like, nothing. You can go sit in a corner with your whatever, okay, and be happy there. The part that I have a problem with, though, is some of you are actually out here creating the Giphies and the memes of Kim ruining her life. Like, she's out here trying to be an attorney now, trying to be a mother. And I hope that some of you men, especially black men, realize what you did to Melissa Ford. Because she's not dead. Karen Steffens, like these women aren't dead. You've done all of this toxic shit where you've taught everyone as a collective how to behave around beautiful women. It is very clear that the black male community does not value beautiful women, which is why they now have none, okay? You can think all you want. Oh, well, we can just import more women. There's more beautiful women who are brought up every day. Well, the truth is, if you don't commit to any of these women, they're going to leave you too. Yeah. All of the women are going to leave you. And then what will you have? This is what the state of the world is right now. Yes, there are all these football players and basketball players And they're great. They have lots of money. They have lots of access. They have no women. They have, I'll call them rented vaginas. Where are their girlfriends? There aren't any. They've been doing all this shit, buying people Birkin bags, having like multiple women everywhere. Now no women at all want to stay with them. Maybe you guys should go watch the new Becky G video where she literally showcases like, oh yeah, I'm with this guy and I'm talking to him, and then he doesn't even realize, like, as soon as he leaves the house, his girlfriend is like fucking somebody else in his home, and she put it on the video camera, and then all of a sudden she shows him the phone and she's like snapping about it. And that's what's been happening this entire time. Like, all of a sudden you guys think, like, I think what Diddy did with Cassie is a really good example here. Like, Cassie was a perfect girlfriend to him, a perfect girlfriend. Like, she's extremely beautiful. She was extremely kind. She loved all of his children. Like, there's no reason that Diddy should not have just settled down with Cassie. Cassie was his person for like 12 years. But what was she gonna do? She can't just like forever be his side bitch. Like, and he just really thought that that's how society was gonna work. Like, yes, Cassie is, because I'm a billionaire, Cassie is forever going to be my side bitch. Like, no, Diddy, sorry. No. And now I'm saying, like, as a black woman, I see Cassie struggle, but you know what I'm saying? I'm an individual. So I don't put Cassie's struggle or anyone else's struggle above my own. I'm Olivia, and I have Olivia's problems. Like, I own up to all the sex that I've had, all of the relationships that I've had. Like, I've been there. I blogged about them myself. I don't need y'all digging up any dirt on me. I can dig up my own dirt. I have learned how to take my own notes. Okay, so I fucking tell. We don't need to guess what happened. I know what happened. It's go check the channel, all right? Every video it's a timeline sequence. Like, we're not doing none of that shit. I'm moving forward in my life. I am in therapy. No nigga's gonna hold me back. You can pray on that. Put that over my dead body. I feel bad for nothing. I apologize to no one. And I think both sides are toxic. So there.